Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you may be in the world. I'm Sara Jane, and this is Thoughtful Nuggets and Pearls on Gift of Healing TV. Welcome. The program this evening, we have the topic, imaginary walls. I'm sure you've heard the saying, think outside the box. If you can't find a door, build one. Which all suggests that there are walls, there are boundaries to our lives. And I suppose when we are children, when we're very young, it is important for us to have those walls, those boundaries, for us to push against so that we grow, I suppose, safely is the way to put that. That's the way I'm feeling about that. That we're able to do it gently, one step at a time. But then we get to the stage where we're adults. And for some reason, we're still in that box. We've still got walls. We've still got boundaries. But have we? Or are they just imaginary? Because we've been so used to having those things that, oh, that's impossible, you can't do that. Yeah. And it's, to me, it has been all that thing during our life, isn't it, growing up? And especially when you've struggled doing things and you've maybe heard those derogatory terms of you're useless, you're a waste of space, you're stupid, etc., 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 that don't actually support you with what you can do. Whereas when you are brought up and you're used to hearing, fine, leave that, we can come back to it, you're really good at that constant being told you're good at that, well done, congratulations, etc. How often do you praise yourself? We create for ourselves these walls, these boundaries, these boxes. Many of our greatest challenges exist only between our ears because of the way we have grown to think about ourselves. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Wayne Dyer. So how do you view those things that you consider to be boundaries, walls, boxes? Chuck the box away. It's not a matter of building a door. It's just knock the walls down. Just open yourself up. Because the limitation is all in here. Because of things we've heard from others about ourselves in the past, and we believe to be 100% true. That we are incapable, unable to do things. Don't get me wrong. I can't do everything, but the things that I can't do aren't relevant to me for this life. And I can do way, way more than I ever thought I could do because of my childhood story, my very early childhood story. I didn't feel wanted, loved, worthwhile, worthy, all those type of things. So I didn't really push myself because I believed about myself how I felt from what happened. And I'm not putting any blames. I never have put any blames on this. They were circumstances. Children didn't, as a very, very young child, I didn't understand the circumstances. As an adult, I do. And as an adult, I've worked on those things with my inner child. Which is why my life is now about, I spent nearly 40 years not living. I probably spent over 40 years not living, but at least by the time I got to 40, I'd started to realise that it was about time to live. And I took back control of my life. I've tried things, I've done things, and there are some things I've done I've been really good at. I haven't liked doing them, so I stopped. But unless we try, I like experiencing different things. And yeah, fun things. Now, some of you may think they're not fun, but they are to me. So what is it? What is it you would like to experience? And if you can't think about what you would like to experience, try listing the stuff you haven't and don't want to experience, because it will lead you in the right place. And that's a little bit of thank you to Sister Jackie, my sister Jackie, because we were having a conversation at the weekend. And so that cropped up, what she does with people is if they don't know what they want to do, and they say, well, do anything. And then she starts listing a load of things. And they say, don't want to do that, don't want to do that, don't want to do that. So it's a good way to get to at least some way to what you would like to do. So push those imaginary walls down. Demolish them. You don't need doors. You don't need lids on boxes. Get rid of them altogether. Free yourself. To me, is it important for children to have boundaries? For me, the answer to that is yes, because it is a security for them. I know, I was a kid and I was given, I wonder how many of them I put on myself, to be perfectly honest. But yes, there were boundaries to push because I grew up in a generation where there were boundaries to push. And those boundaries were, even as a teenager starting to want to go out of an evening. And there were very strict rules. And even at 18, because my mother wouldn't relax and go to sleep until I was back in, especially as I was driving her car, I had a restriction of a time I had to be home by. Now, I think it was something like 11 o'clock. Yes, I was given boundaries. And out of respect, because I'm sure there was a part of my parents that were quite happy to have allowed more. But they also had to think about themselves and wishing to keep me safe. But once you are your own person within your own home, so being respectful to others, and that does and can create walls, boundaries. And goodness knows, I look at families. I look at aspects within my own family. And I can see walls and barriers, not even boundaries, that have come up because children will always want to push. Children, until they have children of their own and their own kids start pushing. And I haven't had children, but both my sisters are going through this. And now their children have got children. And their children are going to find that their children may not appreciate what they're trying to do for them. At the end of the day, parents are just trying to keep us safe. We don't like it, but they are still imaginary boundaries and walls. It's the barriers. We've created those barriers. You use whatever word you like, but we are creating those barriers to ourselves being able to achieve. There is nothing that is impossible. The word itself, if you break it down, is I'm possible. Hear no. And it is about new opportunities. There is something better for you. No isn't a wall. No isn't a boundary. In fact, it knocks it for 6 if you open up to it. So what are you hearing that is creating a boundary, a wall, a box, a barrier? Knock it down. It actually doesn't exist other than in your own imagination. You are capable of so much more. And when I allow myself, because I go into freaky bits, especially with technology, but when I allow myself to actually sit back and take it one step at a time, which I need to, I get there. I am capable. You are capable. Not everything will work the way you expect it, but knock those imaginary walls down, obliterate them, blow them up, whatever you want to do with them, get rid of them. And your life can open up so much more in front of you. It really can. I hope that has spoken to you. I hope that has given you some real food for thought. And the thoughts of knocking those thoughts of walls and boundaries out the park. For the next month, the whole of August, I'm going to be sharing some meditations and meditative exercises. So I hope you will join me for those. Next week is meditation on awareness. And I've been given an element of it, and we'll wait and see what the rest is. So I hope that you will join me. Do go to the website, giftofhealingtv.com. Enjoy the videos, everything that's up there. That they're all there for you, free to watch. There's loads of summits I'm sharing on behalf of other people, all to do with health and wellness and well-being. Please feel free to enjoy those as well. They're free to watch when they're initially out, so please enjoy those. And if you wish to email me thoughts or post a comment on the website, please feel free to giftofhealingtv@gmail.com if you want to contact me. In the meantime, enjoy yourselves. Have a wonderful week, and I hope I will see you again soon. Love, peace, and light. Namaste.